Hi Mike, many thanks again for reaching out to me and asking me to appraise your property. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and I liked your property as well. It's a place which I believe will have a lot of appeal to quite a large audience, with the rental income which it generates, and the size, shape, and the location of the section as well. And I believe that our company is the best company to achieve the best possible price for you. I'll talk about it later on. So let me recap on a few points we discussed during our meeting. So firstly, my appraisal is just an educated guess, and the idea is to get you the best possible price, of course, as much as possible. And for that reason, we discussed the 4 different ways of selling, which is price, negotiation, auction, and tender. And having pros and cons, all of them will work. However, perhaps tender or auction are the ways to reach that best possible price. Let me explain again. So price and negotiation, these are 2 options where we have to name a price. And with that, we run a risk of either underselling the place if we aim too low, or struggling to sell if we aim too high. Of course, we can always reduce the price, but we just don't want to miss out on those best quality buyers who usually come in the first few weeks. And as opposite to those 2 methods, the tender and the auction processes, this is where we market without a price pretty much. We allow people to price this property in the way they think is appropriate. And what it allows very often is that with the tender and auction process, very often we achieve a sale price which is by far more higher than the vendor expectations. It happened to me many times. So we market this property giving just vague indications to the buyers, and we rely on them knowing the market very well, which they usually do. By the time they are ready to buy, they know the market very well. And through the marketing process, tender or auction, we do 3 weekends of open homes usually, and with that we learn a lot. We get a lot of feedback from the buyers during those open homes, or after the open homes when I call them to follow up, and from other agents. And that feedback is very valuable. It will help us. If you go for the auction process, it will help you to set that reserve price, which you will need to decide on just before the auction, a couple of days before the auction. Or if we go for tender, then this feedback will help you to negotiate once you get those offers at the tender deadline. The difference between tender and auction is obviously that the auction buyers bid unconditionally, and they have to do all the preparations and research before the auction. And with the tender, we allow for conditional offers. Because the tender and the auctions are very cheap in Barfoot and Thompson, the cost of a tender is only $115, and the cost of the auction is only $185. And I told you I'm happy to contribute towards your marketing costs. Many vendors consider them as the first step in the marketing process. So the idea is, okay, let's do those 3 weekends of open homes. If we are lucky, which is very possible, we will sell at the tender or the auction after those 3 weeks. If not, then no problem. We will carry on selling the place, this time with an asking price or negotiation. By then, we should know that asking price very well. Also, very often, after an unsuccessful auction, we would have several people stepping forward, several buyers, and making offers all at the same time. And this is a fantastic position for a vendor to be in, because it is a multi-offer and it is a competitive situation. A few times in my career, I've sold houses at multi-offers above the asking price, because buyers know they are in competition and we encourage them to put on paper their best price. Now, if we sell at the auction, then the sale is unconditional. We collect the deposit and you just wait for the settlement, right? If we sell at the tender, then this is likely to be in a conditional offer, a conditional agreement. And we will carry on selling. We will carry on with the open homes and everything else. There is nothing for you to pay, nothing to when switching from an auction or tender to a price of negotiation, nothing to pay. All the marketing carries on, all the online marketing carries on. And we will carry on selling up until an agreement is confirmed unconditional. So if we get a conditional offer, they would usually be conditional for 10 working days, and the usual conditions are building inspection and finance. So we will carry on doing open homes, trying to get a backup offer. Now, we discussed the marketing campaign, which I believe we have a fantastic marketing campaign. It covers all the basics. Our photos are processed by a Swedish company using very best quality software. So our photos look fantastic, and they also prepare 2- and 3-dimensional floor plans for us, which are very important, especially with the size and the layout of your property. That would be fantastic to have. People have now an expectation to see them on the internet, those floor plans. We also do panorama shots and a short slideshow, a social video. Obviously, your listing will be advertised on all main websites, and the only websites we encourage you to pay for is TradeMe. This is the best source of open home visitors, right? But your listing will also be showing on OneRoof, realestate.co.nz, and that Realtors, Barfoot and Thompson, which is the best website from all the agencies. We enjoy the highest traffic. And then a Chinese website, Hogarden. And also we will do a social advertising campaign for you. So the office covers the Facebook advertising campaign. We will prepare an advertisement and post it and advertise your listing. And we will also run your advertisements on the Chinese social platforms, WeChat and one more. My business partner Lilian will put your advertisement there for you. Now, the marketing also includes a signboard and beautiful open home flyers. And we also buy the limb on your behalf as well. I told you I've ordered the property files, so we will know more about the layout of the property and which bedrooms we can call bedrooms and what we do with the other rooms as well. What else is important to talk about? A discount. So I'm keen to get your business. Obviously, it would be great to work with you, and I look forward to it if you appoint us your agents. I know, because I'm competing with somebody else, I know that a lot of even famous agents in other companies, they automatically kind of offer you a discount, and I wanted just to talk about it. Because on the surface, it might look like an advantage for you, like a benefit. You get, say 5K discount, or they even pay for your marketing or whatever. And it seems like, tangible, something tangible. You can see 5 or 10 grand, whatever. However, this can be quite detrimental for a vendor to have a commission discount. So that commission discount and marketing payment comes off the total commission, right? And each commission is split into 2 parts. One is listing part and one is selling part. So the listing agent gets the listing commission, and the selling agent, the one who introduces the buyer, they get the selling part of the commission. But the commission, both parts of the commission will be discounted, right? And then when we have an agent in that company having a buyer, and that agent has options. They have a choice between that listing which pays full commission and that listing which pays on the discounted commission. So let me ask you, where will that agent take their buyers? Obviously here, right? So that listing which gets a discount will be disadvantage because the number of agents working trying to sell it and the number of buyers coming to see that listing will be limited, and that vendor, discounted commission vendor, will be pretty much reliant on just one agent, the listing agent, to sell their place. And because of that limited number of agents and buyers, the price is likely to be lower, and it will take usually longer to sell. And when we say lower, we're not talking $1, $2, $3, $5,000. We're talking 20, 30, 50, 70, 100K. Which is not a lot of money in the real estate terms. So this is the problem with most vendors who accept those discounted commission deals. They see the 10K saving, but they can't see them underselling the place for 50K, say, below the price they would normally get. But the math is obviously not in their favor. 50K underselling minus 10K discount is 40 grand loss. Yeah, so that's very important to know. Saying that, if you feel like you want a commission discount, I'm happy to negotiate it for you with my manager and my directors. Now that you know how it all works and you still want it, absolutely no problem. Let me now again recap on why I believe, which I said at the very start, we are the best company for you to sell with. I might have told you that our market share is the highest in Auckland, the highest on the North Shore, and everywhere pretty much around Auckland. Most people prefer selling with us, and usually say in around that area, our total market share, we sell as many houses as all other agencies combined. And why is it that vendors prefer selling with us? This is simply because of our company structure. As I already mentioned before, we don't have franchises. We are one company for the whole of Auckland, which means that when you list your property with me, automatically your listing becomes available for sale to all agents of Barfoot and Thompson, right? They don't need to ask my permission. They don't need to do anything special. The listing details, your contact details will be on the system for every agent to see. And it's common on the North Shore for properties to sell to agents who bring buyers from Central and East Auckland. So in Barfoot and Thompson, this is teamwork. All agents will be involved in the sale of your place. You don't have to rely on just me, my buyers, my Lily, and so on. Everyone will be involved in the sale of your place. This is not the same with other agencies. With them, I was told by some recruitment agent in the past that the chances of the listing agent to sell the listing are close to 100%, so 80 to 100%, maybe 90, say, for example, which means that there is no teamwork. You will be dependent on one agent pretty much. While for contrast, say in Barfoot and Thompson, my chances, if I list your property, my chances of selling your place will be only around 35%. Right, so which means that 65% chance, there is 65% chance that your buyer will come, the buyer for your property will come with an agent from somewhere else, and from some other branch of Barfoot and Thompson. And again, because we as a company, we have agents of all nationalities, pretty much more than 100 different nationalities. We have Chinese, Koreans, Indians, and so on agents. They all can introduce their buyers. This is quite an advantageous position for our vendors to be exposed to so many buyers. And as a result of it, we, I believe, achieve superior prices. And my manager, Lavin, he is an analytical guy. He likes statistics. He calculated a few times that we sell for substantially more than any other agency. So again, we are not talking about $1,000 to $3,000, but we're talking $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. So it makes total sense, in my opinion, to sell with Barfoot and Thompson, and us, Andrei Volkov and Lily Wang, We are local agents, experienced with over a decade of real estate experience. We are achieving well and getting very good results for our vendors, which you can find lots of good reviews on the internet about us. And if you again appoint us as your agents, we will show absolute commitment to achieving the best possible price for you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to hearing from you and working with you. All the very best. Bye bye.